welcome to Finance Focus with Andrew, a platform where we engage in conversation that endeavor to enhance our financial literacy. So basically in this channel we discuss anything and everything that concerns your personal finances. And personal finances is everything that touches on your money, right from how you get your money, that is where you get your money, until the point where you spend your money. So that is what we refer to as personal finances. Anything that touches on your personal money, how you earn, how you spend, how you budget, how you save, how you invest. So that is what we refer to as personal finance. And welcome aboard to this live, where we have a very interesting conversation that I would like us to engage in. And as per the title suggests, my conversation for the day is something that referred to as now, how old are you? Or yes, how old are you? Now let me ask you this question. My question number one: if you're old enough, at what age did you start taking your financial life seriously? That is, if you're old enough. My number two question is, if you think you are still young enough, at what age do you think you will start taking your financial life seriously? So that is a question that I get to pose to you. At what age will you take your financial life seriously? Or if you are already old enough, at what age did you take your financial life seriously? So I would like to have your feedback, because that is basically the whole point of this conversation. That is what I want us to try and agree. That is what I want to try and discuss in this session. So at what age did you take your personal finance life seriously? Or at what age do you think you will take your financial life seriously if you are still young? And what is that one thing that you think will make you take your financial life seriously? That is a thought that I have been having in my mind for quite some time, such a long time. And of course, after having a conversation with myself, of course, what gets to win each other time is that the earlier you start, the better. The earlier you start taking your financial life seriously, the better. So at whatever age you are, I believe that is the best age that you can start taking your personal finance life seriously. Whether you are 20 years, whether you are 30 years, whether you are 40. So the best time to start taking your personal finance life seriously is today. And if you have not started, then this is the best time to take your personal finance life seriously was yesterday. But if you did not do that, the second best time that you can take your personal finance life seriously is today. So this is a thought that I have been having for quite some time, but unfortunately I did not have the right words to put it out, to put my thought out. But this week I came across a write-up that exactly writes down my thought in a way that I feel it is the best word, it is the best way that this message could be passed. So now, this is a write-up by someone, Asman Mugambi, who happens to be the Chief Executive and Principal Officer, that is Jubilee Insurance. on the Wednesday, June 11, 2025, he had a write-up under the topic Money and the subtopic Quiet Power and Financial Planning. So that is very interesting. The quiet power of early financial planning. So it's clear from the word go that there is power in early financial planning. And this is the write-up I want us to try and analyze. And we see that, and you get to tell me that you will see the power that I felt, or I'm just overreacting on the write-up. So Assmann starts by saying, I regularly meet people from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. Whether it is young professionals navigating their first salaries, parents quietly planning for their children's futures, athletes driven by discipline and delayed gratification, while individuals adapting to life unexpected turns, one truth consistently emerges. The most important financial decision is to start early from where you are. So one of the things that we get from that past paragraph is that personal finance or finance matter is one of the things that affect all of us, regardless of what you do for life, regardless of at what stage of life are you. This is something that will affect you. So personal finance is something that affects each one of us at whatever stage of life you are, at whatever career you are, at whatever profession you are. Personal finance is something that will definitely affect you. It is something that you cannot run from. So financial decisions are decisions that you get to make on a daily basis. You cannot avoid financial decisions by all means. So whether you like it or not, whether you discuss about it or not, whether you talk about it or not, you cannot run away from financial decision. So finance decisions is something that affects each one and every one of us. So it is important that you get to think about your finances at whatever stage of life that you are, because you might think about it, whether you think about it or you don't think about it, it will still affect you. It is the same thing with politics. You might find yourself at some time saying that you are not interested in politics. You don't have a heart in politics. You don't want to know what is going on in politics. But one fact is, whether you participate in politics, whether you listen to politics, those politics that you avoid will affect your life in one way or the other. So that is it for finances. Whether you think about your financial decision, whether you don't think about them, they are there. They will affect you in one way or the other. So let's go back to our write-up. In today's fast-changing world, marked by economic uncertainties, shifting job markets, and rising living costs, financial planning is more important than ever. Yet many feel overwhelmed, unsure where to begin. This only reinforces the value of starting early or simply starting where you are. We are living in the most hard times because time seems to get tough as we get to move along with life. It means that tomorrow might be tougher than today, but it is felt that we are living in the most difficult financial times than ever before. And therefore, financial planning is more important than it was yesterday. So financial planning is more important than it was the other day. At the age of 40, financial planning is more important to you than it was in the age of 30. At the age of 30, financial planning is important to you than it was in the ages of 20. So even if you are at your 50s, you are heading to your retirement, or you are even retired, it means that financial planning is more critical to you than it was some few years ago. So at whatever age you are, that is the age that financial planning is most critical, both for the purpose, both from the fact that we are living in hard times, and both from the fact that that is the youngest age you are. The age you are today, that is the youngest age you'll ever be in life, because definitely you are getting older and older. So we repeat the point that whether you think about your finances or not, they will affect you. So the earlier you start your financial planning, the better. The best time to start was yesterday, but if you did not do that, the second best time to start is today. Now, let's continue reading. Too often, financial well-being is mistaken for outcome of sudden windfalls or bold investment moves. Unfortunately, majority of people relies on luck, and the writer mentions about something we call a windfall. So a windfall is that single transaction that you get a lump sum of money, maybe an amount you have never heard of before, all at once. But the fact is, whether you like it or not many people will have the privilege of having a windfall within their lifetime. So it is a very small percentage of people in this world that will have a single transaction that will transform their financial life forever. It is a very few people who will have a single transaction that they will transact millions in just a single transaction. So it is only a small population of the world that gets to see a windfall in their lifetime. So for you, it might mean starting where you are and making small steps at a time. Maybe you are among the people, the few people who will get a windfall at some point in your life, but let that windfall find you already taking a few steps towards growing your wealth slowly by slowly. So let's go back to the write-up. In reality, it is the results of consistent, often unremarkable decision, such as setting something aside, protecting what matters, and making space for tomorrow, even when juggling to today's demands. There is no day that you will have a lot of money that you will be able to keep something aside to cater for your tomorrow. So the writer says that financial planning might mean sacrificing to put something aside even as you struggle to meet today's demand of life. We say that human wants and needs are unlimited. So the more money you get, the more life creates more needs and demands for you. So if you wait for that point that you will have a lot of money and you will comfortably put some aside to cater for tomorrow, that time might never come. So it is the thing of sacrifice. It is a thing of delayed gratification, that as you struggle to meet your today's needs, you have the thought of putting something aside that might save you come tomorrow. Now, the writer says, over time, these small steps compound to something big. So you might not see the change because you are taking very small steps on a day-to-day basis. But once those small steps accumulate, I'm sure you get to see some change at the end. We continue reading. Starting does not require grand gestures. There is no day that you will call us to your place and say that you want to launch your financial life. You will not call a grand opening for your financial life. You will not call us for an event and tell us that now from today I'm launching that I will take my financial life seriously. I will start savings, I will start investing, I will start a financial planning journey. There is no day that you will call us to such an event. So starting does not require grand gesture. It can begin with practical habits like tracking monthly expenses, to understanding your cash flow or setting up automatic transfer, even for small amounts, even for small amount into savings account. Now, we have said that there will be no day that you have a launch of your financial planning. It will mean that starting your financial planning can start with something simple as getting to realize that you are paid at the end of the month, but within a week's time, you don't have your money again, but you don't even understand where your salary went. So your financial planning journey might mean starting by tracking your expenses for a particular month, trying to understand where did my money go. Yes, I was paid, but after 1 week I don't have the money. So where did I spend the money? On what particular things did I spend the money? So, and the other point the other important point that we came across there is about automatic transfers. Sometimes we promise ourselves that we will take care of our savings at the end of every month. You find yourself saying that next month you will start saving, but come the end of the month and you receive your salary. That's the time when your logical thinking or critical thinking leaves you and you are left all alone. And that is where you end up spending all the money, and come after 1 week you don't have any money, and you promise yourself again that come next month I will start savings. So one of the things that you can do if you are that kind of a person who does not have financial discipline, you can set automatic transfers that instruct your bank or your institution where your money is. On this particular day, after I'm paid, deduct this amount of money and deposit in this savings account. On this particular day, deduct this amount of your money and deposit into that particular account. That might be the only way you accomplish your savings goals, because once you receive your money onto your hands, your common sense leaves you at that point and you cannot save willingly. So you might have to set automatic transfer where you instruct your bank or other institutions to transfer your money to a savings account. So if that is the only way that can help you, go for it. Let's continue reading. This principle is not new. Many of us grew up with the Swahili proverb, haba na haba hujaza kibaba. That is, bit by bit the measure fills. That timeless wisdom reminds us that financial resilience grows steadily through intention, not perfection or sudden bursts. The writer talks about a very important point on intention. So your financial planning journey must be intentional. It cannot just it cannot just be by itself. Ati mambo tu inajipeleka. So your financial planning has to be intentional. It is an intentional step that you need to take. But it's unfortunate that our generation, that is myself and my fellow generation mates, we are not so much for the idea of haba na haba hujaza kibaba. We want to get a child today, then the child goes to school tomorrow, and they finish school tomorrow, they get employed the other day, and they be a millionaire the day after that. So we are that instant photo generation, we are that microwave generation. So patience is not part of us. So we don't have patience. So we want things done so fast and so quick. we want to become rich overnight. So this idea of haba na haba hujaza kibaba, hatuipendi sana, but unfortunately many of us might have to take that route, because I said not many of us will have the opportunity of having a windfall in their lifetime. Let's continue reading. Even a modest start matters. So start where you are. Start today. Start with the small you have. Start today. Start where you are. A small savings habit builds discipline. Gradually creating an emergency fund offers protection against life uncertainties. Securing basic insurance provides long-term peace of mind. Setting clear financial goals, even they change over time, guides decision and resources. They are not grand gestures, but deliberate steps towards freedom and stability. We have said that financial planning is something intentional. It is not something that happens when you are not aware. It is something that you have to be intentional about. So the writer says that small saving habits builds discipline. So gradually creating an emergency fund offers protection. So when you talk about emergency fund, it is that money that you have put aside that you run to when your life crumbles. And experts recommend that you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. So 3 to 6 months of your basic needs. So if you spend 20,000 every month, that is paying for food, paying for rent, your savings, your emergency fund should have 20 times 6, that is 120,000. That is what should form part of your emergency fund. He also talks about having insurance. We have quite a number of insurance products that can help you have this peace of mind that the writer talks about. Unfortunately, the penetration rate of insurance in this country is very low, is very, 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 very poor. I think the penetration rate of insurance in Kenya is at around 3%. So many people do not know much about insurance, and we already have a negative mentality about life insurance product. But if you get to sit down, get to understand them, and have commitment, because I believe what makes many people fear life insurance policies, it is the kind of commitment that they need, because committing to something that will contribute for 10 years is not easy, and things might go south if you fail to contribute somewhere along the way. So it is the kind of commitment that they demand that make a lot of people fear them. But if you sit down and get to think about life insurance product, they might offer some peace of mind, especially to those people in family setup. You are just a young person, you have a young family, and we have a lot of uncertainties nowadays in life. You can have a life insurance policy as part of your financial planning, that in case something happen and tomorrow you are not there, at least the family that you get to leave behind will have a starting point, will have a starting foundation. They will have a cushion as they try to figure out what to do next in life. Let's continue reading. The earlier you begin, the stronger the impact. Acha turudie hiyo. The earlier you begin, the stronger the impact. Time helps habits take root, cushions grow, and investments compound. You need to go and seriously research and read about the compounding effect and time. So what compound interest can do and what time can do to an investment. But it's never too late to start. Let's repeat that. It's never too late to start. Financial well-being is a journey, not a destination. What counts is your start. Financial well-being goes beyond numbers. It builds confidence, reduces stress, and strengthens families and communities. When people plan intentionally, they create not just personal security, but ripple effects that supports those around them. Some of the stress we have, and I can say majority of the stress we have, comes from finance matters. But if you take financial planning seriously early enough, we can be able to reduce, even if not all, part of that stress that we get to undergo in life related to finances. The writer goes ahead and says, I have seen many quiet financial victories, a young adult securing life cover, a couple stint refunding an education plan, and a retiree finding comfort in years of disciplined savings. These stories may lack drama, but reveal the power of simple planning to build confidence in choices over time. So he just indicates what that small choice, that small decision that you are afraid to make or you are ignoring today can do. So institution can play a vital role by not just offering product, but supporting individuals and families throughout the journey. Through protection, savings, and long-term planning, we support every stage of life with clarity and confidence. Yet, the first step always belongs to the individual. Yes, investment institutions are there. Investment institutions will always be there, but the major part has to be played by you. You need to make the initiative. You need to make the first step. From where I come from, we say you can take a cow to the river, but you cannot force it to drink water. So it is the initiative of that cow to drink water that will enable it to quench its thirst. So institution might be there, financial institution might be there to assist you, but if you don't take that first step, no change will really happen. Now we continue to read. The future does not arrive all at once. It's built slowly and thoughtfully with every decision made today. Whether you are starting fresh, restarting after a setback, or refining your plan, what matters is the next step. Begin where you are, with what you have. Financial freedom grows not in leaps, but in steady process. By Asman Mogambi, Chief Executive and Principal Officer, Jubilee Insurance. What are your thoughts about that write-up? We go back to the initial question. At what age are you? At what age did you start taking your financial life seriously? That is, if you're old enough. If you are still young, at what age do you think you will start taking your financial life seriously? But even if you forget everything else that I said in this session, remember this. Begin where you are with what you have. Begin where you are with what you have. Thank you.